Discover the Arts is brought to you by Nevada Dairymen and Dairy Council of Nevada and Estelle J. Kelsey Foundation.
Welcome everybody, I am so excited to have you here today. My name is Pan Pantoja. I am Reno's Poet Laureate and I am a longtime member of Spoken Views, which is a spoken word collective. Do you guys know what spoken word means? That's right, it's when you speak poetry out loud. And a lot of us believe that that is absolutely the way that we should do poetry. So, the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to learn the rules of a slam poetry competition. Slam poetry competitions were invented in the 80s in Chicago because people decided that poetry was getting boring. I don't think it's boring at all, and I know you guys don't either because you're watching this video. But they decided it was getting a little bit boring in the 80s, and they decided to spice it up and mix it with a little of that sports action. So there's prize money involved usually, and the most important thing is that you just get up and speak your heart, okay? So first thing we're gonna do is go over the rules of spoken word. So in order to have a slam competition, you need three things. You need an audience, you need judges, and you need competitors. So if you are the audience, your job is to make sure that the judges are being honest. If you don't like what they're doing, you can be like, boo! And if you like very, very much what they're doing, you can just cheer, yeah! All right, I'm glad you gave that guy a 10. And the judges, your job is to, whether or not you know anything about poetry at all, just watch the person's performance, and if it moved you, you judge on a scale of 1 to 10, okay? And 10 being the highest. So if the thing you just watched was amazing, you would give it a 10. Woo! And if you thought, oh my goodness, that was just absolutely the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life, maybe it gets a 5, or no, giving people a 1 is just a little bit mean. We don't want to be mean because it takes a lot of guts to get up there and speak. And the poets, your job is to speak your heart. If you see something wrong going on in the world and you want to talk about it, then you get up and you talk about it. If you want to talk about love, I love this person, or this person, yeah, I don't want to be by this person, or I think that playing on the playground is amazing, then you write your poem about that and you get up and you speak it with your whole heart and your whole mind. And we'll get into what that means in a moment. So if we're setting up a poetry competition today, first thing we're going to need is an audience. Second thing we're going to need is judges. And then, of course, we're going to need the most amazing poets. So that is the end of part 1 there. Cool. And then, so
just give this like a...
Yeah.
Well, you know what, that's actually a fairly good like tag on that. I don't know if that like requires a pause.
I don't think it requires a pause. Obviously, they don't have to do anything. So it could just be that and then the next thing. Yeah.
Cool.
Great.
So just go into 2, and then if you're in a place where you're going to go from the second part here, and you can go into third, you can just go right into it.
Oh, gotcha. Just keep rolling.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, man.
All right. So it's time to talk about being a poet, because that is, I think, why we're all here today and why we want to share things at a slam. So to be a poet, you need an idea of what you want to talk about. You may want to write it down. You may want to type it out. You may want to just speak from your heart, and that's called speaking extemporaneously, which is a giant word, but it means just being in the moment and speaking. And what there, you have 2, I'm sorry, can I do that one again? Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Of part 2. That's fine.
Yeah.
But just real quick, next time, just when you stumble on a word, just keep going.
Just keep going.
It's fine. It's like you're just talking to anybody anyway. Sometimes we do that in normal speech.
Gotcha.
Get out of our rhythm. Don't worry about it.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to talk about the 2 parts of being a poet. So part 1 is your voice, and part 2 is your body, your stage presence. So in order to be a poet, when a poet says, nice voice, you're using your voice, way to use your voice, what we're talking about is that we're speaking from our heart. And you may want to write down what you want to say, and you may want to just type it out, or you may want to just speak off of the top of your head and speak. That's called extemporaneous speech, when you just speak from the top of your mind. And we want to do this. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. Yeah.
Just talk about if we want to do this, just start from there.
Thanks, yeah. Okay, so when we begin to do this, we want to first warm up our voice. So I'm gonna teach you some things right now to warm up your physical voice. And then we'll talk about some ways that you can warm up your voice, meaning coming from your heart and coming from your mind. So there are 2 parts to making your voice amazing. Part 1 is we're going to warm up your physical voice. So I'm going to teach you some exercises to warm up your voice. And part 2 is your stage presence. Are you guys ready to warm up our voices? Okay, here we go. Sit up very tall in your chairs, or if you want to, you can stand up. And we want to make sure that our diaphragm is nice and tight and that our shoulders are back. And first thing we're going to do is just breathe. So we're going to breathe in through our nose and we're going to breathe out through our mouth. And if you're doing it right, you're kind of going to sound like Darth Vader. So something like this. So breathe in and out. And you're going to want to try that at least 6 times before you stop. So we're going to just do them once today because I'm teaching you. But as you work through this, do it at least 6 times through. So we're going to breathe in. All right, good job. Same breath, and we're going to massage where the top of our skull meets our jawbone. Are you guys ready? Here we go. 2 fingers right here, and here we go. Good job. Okay, now we're going to slide our fingers down to our jaw, at the bottom of our chin, and we're going to let our jaw go loose, and we're going to breathe in, and we're going to do this. It's going to look kind of silly, guys. Are you ready? Good job. All right, that's awesome. Now, we're going to massage the soft palate of our tongues here. So we're going to massage underneath here. So we're going to breathe in. Awesome job. Now we're going to, this one is super silly. So we're going to breathe in, put the tip of your tongue to the back of your teeth, and when you breathe out, your tongue's going to come out. When you breathe in, your tongue's going to come in, and you look kind of like a snake. And my eyes open really, really big, so I definitely look like a snake when I do this. You guys ready? Okay, very, very good job. Now, we're going to loosen up our sinuses now. So you're going to let your tongue hang completely out of your mouth, and you're going to bend slightly forward. And you're going to let your tongue hang out of your mouth, and you're going to say the word key. And it looks something like this. Okay. And all of those very, very silly things, they warm up your vocal tract so that you can get as much power out of your voice that you possibly can. Because sometimes on stage you get a mic, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just have to be loud. So that will help do that. Now let's talk about your words. This is part 2 to this, your words. So when we're choosing our words, because they're so short, we want to choose our words very wisely. We want to choose our most delicious words to put into such a short amount of time. Because if you're doing the competition that we spoke about earlier, you don't get much time at all up there. You get 3 minutes max. So you have to choose your words very, very wisely. And sometimes you want to rhyme and sometimes you don't, and both are okay. What matters above all, no matter what type of words that you choose to do, what matters above all is that you are telling your truth. You have to believe what you're saying is true. And if you do that, then no matter how you say it, it will be beautiful. And I promise that. Okay? So, step 1 is warm up our voices, and then step 2 is choosing the most powerful words so you can get your point across. And what are some great topics that we can write about? We can write about what is going on in the world, and those are called political poems. You can write about how your heart is feeling, and those are love poems or interpersonal poems. People love that. No matter how old you are, people are very interested in hearing how other people do things. How do other people love? How do other people dislike each other? I want to know. I want to know they want to know if they're strange. We all want to know if we're strange. The secret, kids, is we're all very strange. So just be yourself and do things that are kind for yourself and for others, and you should be on the right track. So the next part that we want to talk about in a performance of spoken word is our bodies. Now, when poets speak, they call it the poem arms. We get these, our arms start going, all crazy when we're talking. And that is to emphasize the words. So the trick with this is to have your movement match your words. So when you choose to move an arm, or when you choose to walk or move on stage, have it match a moment in your poem that will enhance it or make it better or make people turn and look at you right when you want them to. That's what these movements are for. And some of us are very, very shy. In fact, most of us poets are very, very shy. And it is very, very, very hard to get up in front of people, no doubt. In fact, the number one fear in the world is public speaking. The number 2 fear in the world is being caught on fire or death by fire. So people would rather get lit on fire than get on stage. So we get it. It's tough to get up there. You want to make the audience feel comfortable, though. You may not be comfortable, but if you can make them feel comfortable, then you and them are going to enjoy that performance of your poem much, much more. So come up and be loose. You may be really, really nervous, and that's okay, but just come up, be excited, be calm, be present, shoulders back. Definitely look at the crowd. Make sure they can see you and that you can see them, and that they know that your words are important. And that is a great trick in spoken word. So, we have gone over what a slam is and what the slam rules are. We have gone over your voice in preparing to do spoken word. And we have gone over what to do with your body when you're up on stage. And now I would like to give you guys an example of a spoken word piece. And this is one I have not done in a very, very long time, but I think that you will enjoy it as much as I enjoy performing it. It's a little bit silly. There's a lot of words in it, and it moves pretty fast, but I think that it is a good example of a spoken word piece, and it goes like this. You guys ready? Okay, here we go.
Pan Pantoja.
Yes?
This is the universe.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, indeed. Why aren't you at the Potentialist workshop right now, finishing the backyard? You know you have a party coming up really soon.
Look, I was gonna be at the. I'm gonna go do that in a minute. And these nice people asked me to come here and do this video for these kids. And look, I can't be in 2 places at once.
Yes, you can.
Okay, say way no more. Home chase this place to place to place with purple pleasure. Try to put a number, but it's too big to measure. Helping helpless fiends and it brings me no leisure. Hey, way, go way, go way, go way. No way home, home, bow low, win somehow. And he gone, daddy gone, daddy gone, daddy gone. Nothing solid, bone to bone, crush Cupid's wings. Swing from a ladder, hey, quick, go slick, go pound, nothing matters. Flatters, flaunts with specific rights. Hooks and crooks and nuns with plastic knives. I'm held against my thoughts, I'm held against my thoughts. And I'm rolling rhythm like drum smoke. Bow down, all you brilliant folk. Beers knocking bloomers, kicked out of sock drawers while arrows air. Supporting fancy fellows who just don't care. So buyer beware. Bye bye birdie, middle fingers in the air. Sparklers, sprinklers, spanking spears. Deafless listeners with bat-like ears. But ain't nothing being heard, ain't nothing being heard, ain't nothing being heard. Loving sophisticated turkeys with stuffing. Coming so close to the rest, it ain't nothing. Come on, plastic. You can't have it. This ain't my planet. We're them Dr. Kings and them Kennedys. French revolutionaries. Jesus, Muhammad, Malcolm X. Cesar Chavez, all them kids at Tenement Square, the hippies from the 60s with their long hair, Nelson Mandela, Thomas Jefferson, the Constitution, Lincoln, Howard Zinn, Chief Joseph, Yo Gandhi, where you been? Cause I'm sick of these politics. Ain't nobody gay. Whoop whoop, here come the karma police to lock my mind away. 2 parts, 1 whole, and I work for pay, and I still wind up broke at the end of the day. And now I'm racist, cause half of me is privilege. This child from the stars, this child raised a village. Why don't you tell me which part I should hate? In this climate of change, is it already too late? Because I love both of me the same. I'm half brown. I'm half a tour of Europe. And I feel like an alien from a planet that blew up. I'm forced for this oil them elitist men threw up. I'm living proof that we're all the same. And if we all get to loving, we can share a last name. A most beautiful world, full of mutts like me. Speak from your guts like me. Do not care like me. Un libertad. See. And I see love. I see love and peace. I love you guys very much. Keep creating. Keep doing some spoken word. If you have any questions or you want to get involved and you're in the Reno area, please contact Spoken Views. We have a youth program run through Holland. And a big shout out as always to my home and my shop, Potentialist Workshop. And thank you so much, Art Town, for letting me do this. Have a great day, kids. Enjoy your poetry. I would love to come see your slams, so I hope you get to do them.
Be sure to check out Discover Bird Kites if you haven't already. And now, a message from our sponsors.
Discover the Arts is brought to you by Nevada Dairymen and Dairy Council of Nevada and Estelle J. Kelsey Foundation.
Hello again and welcome back. Are you guys bored of all the toys you have outside? Well, today I'm going to show you how to make a cool bird kite in no time. Are you ready? These are the things that you're going to need. You're going to need at least 3 sheets of different colored construction paper. You are going to need scissors, a stapler, some string, glue, and then markers to decorate your kite. So push pause on that video and go get your stuff and let's get started. So you're going to want to choose a color that your bird is going to be. I chose blue. So I'm going to take my blue piece of paper and I'm going to fold it hamburger style, right in half. I'm going to have my stapler handy because this part gets a little tricky. You're going to take one of the flaps and fold it down. Hold that with your index finger like that. Take the other flap, fold it down to match that one. Let's see if I've got that nice and even. Perfect. Almost looks like a little heart that way. You're going to take a stapler and just staple one staple. Hold those wings together. We're halfway there, guys. That easy. Okay, next we need to make a beak. So all you have to do is cut out a triangle like that. I'm going to do an orange beak on this one, so I'm using a little bit of a scrap paper. Whew. Now we're gonna glue this beak in. We're gonna glue on both sides of the piece of paper. And then right here in the middle, we're gonna tuck that just like that. Hold it a couple of seconds, let it dry a bit. Set that aside. Now we need some tail feathers. You can make tail feathers cut out like this, or you can cut out ovals. It is up to you. Like this. If I'm gonna do the oval one, I'll probably do about 3. Awesome. Now I'm gonna glue all of these oval pieces together, just so it looks like a nice little tail feather. Sweet. And as that's drying, I might want to put some details on those feathers. So I'm gonna take, let's say blue. Draw some lines down it, flip it over. Oh yeah. Now that we got those details of the tail feathers, we're gonna glue it on both sides again. And tuck that on the opposite side of where the beak goes. Hold that there for a couple of seconds. Woo! Now we've got ourselves a bird. Now to make this a kite, you're gonna need your parents' help. You're gonna take some scissors and you're gonna poke a hole right behind that staple hole. Just like that. Then we are gonna take some string. Sorry, sir, I'm borrowing your string. And poking that through the hole and tying it off. Sweet, and you've got yourself a kite. Now, if you want to get a little bit more creative with it, you can draw an eye on here, you can give your kite a name, you can give your bird a name, draw it on as if it's an airplane. It is completely up to you. Please have fun with this, and once your glue is dry, you can go ahead, take it outside, run with it, and he will follow right behind you. That's how you get your bird kite. Thank you once again for participating in our Discover the Arts workshops. I will see you guys next time.